I think I'm ready. Hi! You don't mind the Hakusai Lego painting here? But yeah, I've taken some time to think about it, and I think it's time for me to share about my journey from quitting my office job at 23, which was 4 years ago, and bringing me here to 2024. Yeah. Today's video will be quite, when I say deep, okay, I'm not going to talk very deep, but I just want to share with you guys about me making this very big decision in my life when I was 23, just shortly after I graduated from my uni. The decision to quit my 9 to 6 job. As a typical Singaporean, we grew up with the mindset of like going to a good school, getting good grades, getting a good job, good house, and etc. And we call it the Singaporean dream. I didn't start off with on a good note, I would say, since I was 12 when I did not do well for my PSLE, and that shattered my identity as a student, not just as a student, as a daughter, as a Singaporean. Being a Singaporean, like, there are no bragging rights at all, and there's nothing for me to show off because of that, and I surrounded my identity with grades, and that led on all the way up to secondary school. And like, you can watch my previous video where I share about my journey from moving from Sec 1 normal academic to Sec 2 express, and leading all the way up to where I am today. But I just want to bring back the topic on fast forwarding to when I graduated from university at 22. I was expected as a normal Singaporean student to get a job, right? Because that's what majority of the people do after they graduate. And just because their peers around them, or like, for instance, for my case, everyone is looking for a job, right? Yeah. So I went ahead, but at the same time I had a backup, which was my music, because I realized all these years I been very inclined to do something out of the norm, and I knew of the concept of this 9 to 6 life back when I was 18 in poly, when I tried out my dad's company, because he works in a corporate environment. So I just gave it a shot, and I didn't like it, but I just brushed it aside to, and going through the motions of education until uni, where I thought, okay, it's safe to get a degree, and the next thing, of course, is to get a job. I end up being in a very good position because that year was COVID year, and I got the job when the Singapore government announced the DORSCON green would be changed to orange on that day. That was February 7, 2020. I had my music exam, my final music exam then, which was my diploma, just one day after I start my full-time job. So I just went ahead, and the next day I just started work, and just bam, there you are in the office job, my 9 to 6, in a desk, doing what I do, and just, sorry to say that, but I was constantly waiting for work to end every day, and that doesn't make sense to me. Not saying that corporate jobs are bad and all, but just from my personal experience, it just didn't, I just couldn't conform, or like there's no way I can fit into this kind of environment, because I stand on what I believe in, and I knew what I was more interested in then. Yeah. Wow, I don't know how to even put this, but this is a very hard thing for me to say, because majority of my peers, my age, I'm already 27 this year, are in their office jobs. And for me to have that mindset, I thought that I was like a strange person, like that 1% out of that 99 other percent of people that are doing exactly the same thing that I am. And my full-time job back then was marketing. I was a marketing exec in an SME firm. I just couldn't have that idea of waking up at like early, right, to report to work, clock in the hours, and clock out, and the whole process repeats again and again, like as if I'm like a robot just churning out things and not having the satisfaction out of it. Personally, for myself, not that I can't do the work, is that I can definitely do the work, but it doesn't give me the fulfillment that I really need, and I just felt it is not it. Yeah, it's like almost but not there. Yeah, I had a very good marketing manager back then, and she knew from my resume back then that I was doing part-time music teaching already. For some time, I was just trying out things here and there, because I'm someone that is just an explorative person. I don't like to really follow people just because I say, okay, hey, like this job pays well, therefore I follow this, and this is what I get. End of the day, I get the fruit, I get the money, and like case closed. But it doesn't work for me. So she was actually very encouraging when it came to the point where just barely 1 year into my job, things happened in the company. We're just having some reconstructing. The business wasn't doing like well in a sense, because also it's COVID, and the nature of our industry, right, it's been compromised. So that's when I made the very big decision to just quit, like for good, and never returning back ever again. Normally, a lot of us, we have a backup plan, or like, you know, rather securing a job before we leave the previous role, because so that there's some continuity and there's some form of certainty. But for my case, it didn't happen like that. I just quit, and that's all. Boom, nothing again. Like, I just felt like I'm just an ordinary person again. Yeah, so I walked out of the office. I remember that day, after just you know, making that decision, feeling peaceful actually, and next thing I knew that I knew that I wanted to pursue like other things. So yeah, I just did it anyway. Yeah, even though I was just like jumping into the ocean with no direction at all. Turns out, I made one of the best decisions in my life, simply because I felt very free. I felt that I broke out of this shell, and like knowing deep down that that isn't for me. That kind of working life isn't for me. Corporate life isn't for me. Just feels very liberating, and until to this day. And I have many peers that ask me, when they found out that I like quit the 9 to 6 life, they're like, why, Kylene, why? And like, do you have anything else you want to do? Or like, okay, like most of them, they know I do music, but like, so what's next, you know? And I'm just like, you know, like, yeah, I'm just never gonna return there again, because I've questions from some of my friends. They're asking, would you want to return back if I have a choice? I just didn't want to. I've learned this quote that I've picked up from learning mastery class when I was 12, because I didn't do well for my PSLE back then, which was, if I can't, I must. So if I can't fit into an environment that isn't for me, I must quit it, right? And life is short, you know, to be very honest, and I just want to do things that I want to do. I don't want to spend the rest of my whole adult life working for somebody that doesn't align to my values or doesn't align to what is to my interests lah. And I understand that change is something that everyone is not comfortable with or even embracing, but I think embracing change is very important in our lives, not just in your workplace but in every aspect in your life. So that was what I learned from quitting my corporate job and never returning to there again, never wearing a badge or like an employee's tag, or like, you know, clock in and out, and just losing the purpose of your life lah. So I couldn't envision that, so that's why I quit. Simple as that. You might be thinking, yeah, Kailin, you have a choice because you had music. Yes. However, I believe life gives you things sometimes you don't even expect. And for those that are watching this video, thinking to quit your corporate job, highly encourage you guys to maybe stay on a little longer, and to also really find out what you really want in life, to try out many things as you want to, and see what gives you the satisfaction, what gives you joy, what gives you the motivation to do these things, because those are very important. And you only have one life, you know, just had to make the best out of it. You don't just do things just because majority of the people are going through it, like, you know, that's the current of the flow, so you just do it. But sometimes just going the opposite direction is the best decision that you'll ever make. Definitely very, very blessed to be able to have the financial means to even pursue what I want to do. And I understand not everyone have the same opportunity, but just make good use and the most out of what you have right now, to treasure them, because you don't know when will it be gone. And even if you have a job right now, you didn't like it, you don't like it now, just be thankful that you have a job and just do what you need to do. And if you really want to quit it and to pursue your side hustles, for example your, or like anything that is not office related, or anyone that is not like other people's company, just do it, because you never know what life's gonna bring you, and I promise you it's gonna be very fulfilling. And it takes time, take patience, and just a lot of determination and discipline. And I believe that you're able to fulfill what you want to do and become. So to just wrap up this video, I hope this just give you guys an insight of my little story and testimony, and I just wish you guys all the best in whatever you're doing, and just stay positive in every situation. And even if you meet rocks and challenges, be sure to always stay calm and do things well. And even if you want to exit a company or whatever stage, just do it well and move on. Okay, that's all. Bye. Just want to show you guys the recent Lego painting that I built. So pretty. It's the Lego's Hakusai, the Great Wave. So if you're like in a situation where you want to quit, just remove this wave, okay? Like, you're always riding the waves and knowing that you'll get to the other side well. So yay. Okay, bye bye.